Hello, and welcome to another edition of Tales from the Interface Live. My name is Emmanuel, and I will be drawing in front of you for the next hour. um, so, big news this week. I finally announced that the comic will be back online. That means that Tales from the Interface will have new pages starting on August 6th. So, feel free to go to the website and catch up on the story if you haven't. And also, let me show you. So, share my display. So this is the website, and also I just wanted to let you know that there are indeed books available if you want to catch a story in print. If you haven't already, you can purchase a bundle of both books, or if you're missing just the second one or want to start with the first one, it's all available on the website, shipped by me, and you can have an optional sketch if you like. So let me know if any of that interests you, and I'll be glad to help you. Other thing also is I just wanted to talk about a little bit my newsletter. So if you would like to be notified when there's news about news about the comic or live appearances or whatever, please take a moment and subscribe to the newsletter, and then you'll get notified by email when anything happens, so you'll never miss out on anything. So this week I started working on the next chapter actually of the book, of book 3. So each book has now the way I all books from now on will be done is 2 chapter like book 2. So basically the first chapter will be Cookies. That's coming up online on August 6th. So that's in 2 weeks about. And the other chapter will be I can tell you now, it's going to be called Blood Banquet. And now what I'm doing at this stage is all my script have already been written. I just exported a quick notepad version of it, just to give me kind of a guide. It's very basic how I do it. This is not the software I use to actually make the script. It's just an extract just to guide me through the making of the what I call the storyboard stage. So you can see in page 1, and then every time I have a C, that means that there's a new panel. It's cause in French. So, and then I say on page 2 and 3 there's a fight and they win, and this is very like for fight scenes, and that's what I'm gonna try to do today. I really have trouble to write them down. I also have trouble to draw them, but I feel like drawing them is easier than describing them. So usually I will plan a few pages and then say, okay, some fight's gonna happen here, and that's about what's gonna happen. If I have any idea, obviously I will put them in, but fights are like that usually. But for pages where there's a lot of dialogues, I do kind of lay it out very precisely, like C1, C they're gonna hug, and C2 they're gonna talk. So for more dialogue oriented pages, it's much easier to use. The script can be a lot more detailed in my case. So as you can see, if I just open this, since the script was already putting it into pages was really not too difficult. I just had to put the bubbles where they go, and that will give me a general idea of what's happening on the page. Plus I have this to give me additional instructions, so I'm good for that. When you actually put text on a page, what's gonna happen often is, for me anyway, is that I feel like some text is too long, or it's repetitive, or it doesn't sound right. So in most cases, this text will be updated, and so in most cases I will update this text to maybe, just if it's a dialogue, maybe make it more natural, or try to make it tighter. And as you can see, it's done very roughly. I'm just mainly putting in the dialogue into the panels and kind of making sense of what's going to happen on the page. When I actually draw the characters in the panel, then I can adjust a lot of it, but I don't exactly know how I want the layout to function, so I'm keeping this very rough at the moment. So if I go back to my second and third page, which I'm currently working on, so this kind of page has always been a challenge for me, panel wise, because I don't exactly know how many panels I'm gonna need. So what I'm doing here is, on the top of all my layer, I created a new layer that covers both pages, and that's gonna kind of give me a guide of what I want basically to happen in these two pages. And it really doesn't need to look that great. It's really more for me that I do this. So as long as I can understand what's going on, it works for me. And sometimes I might think I remember what's going on, but I don't when I go back to the page. So one thing I'm trying out that's new is I put a little so I put a C there because this is Clara. So I just basically put like her position in the page, and then I put a G because that's Gautier, like jumping on the clown. Yeah, there's a clown attacking them, and then Clara's like surprised. I think this one kind of okay. It kind of speaks. And Gautier is asking for help, and then together they kind of beat him up. So that's kind of where I am now. So I'm trying to draw that thing happening here. So Clara still has her hammer here, and Gautier is struggling to fight the clown. So that's kind of what I was trying to draw here. And the goal here is for me to kind of be fast, because this step is usually I want to go through it fast so that I can look overall and see if I need to make any drastic changes to the pages or something. Yeah, and thanks Benoit for your like. Benoit is a great artist too. I do have one of his book here, I think. Yeah, so it doesn't need to be perfect. It's really more something you do for yourself. So basically, oh, who's that? Somebody did something, but I missed it. Abel Alves Comic. Oh well, welcome Abel Alves Comics. I don't think I'm familiar with Abel Alves Comics. Hey. So today, if you just joined, I'm basically talking about storyboarding. So I'm kind of storyboarding a kind of fight scene between two persons and a clown. So the drawing is very rough, but that's how it goes. So basically, what I wanted to do here is kind of make the clown, like he's kind of attacking him, but then I probably want to flip that. And Abel, you should put a link to your comic. I'm gonna check it out after. Okay, so I kind of wanna put that there about, and then like he's kind of was able to kind of, because he's struggling because this is a very strong clown, so there, something like that. And then there's Clara in the back, and she's wielding her Thor hammer. And slowly sneaking, probably. Yeah. I'm not sure how I'm gonna draw her sneaking, but you know what? I'm not gonna break my head too much. I think sneaking is the way to go, so I'm gonna write sneaking here, just as an indication. So this is Clara, this is Gautier, and this is the clown. All right. You don't need to be too precise on this at this stage, because this might all change. And the angle might change, and the characters might look and feel might change. So you really want to just draw kind of the general layout of the page, if you will. Yeah, there's a lot of layers, but actually it's not that much. This is really just the start of it. Actually, in some of the pages of the previous comic, I had probably like 200 around layer per page, and that was I do use a lot of layers. I think that it's they're free, so I'm not shy to use them. Yeah. Okay, so she's gonna smack the clown with the hammer here. This is the hammer. And of the time, you know, I do need some reference to draw this, but I try to my best to make it like about what I want, and then when I actually do the work, I will either like take a picture of myself or somebody else making the pause, and so she's kind of smacking him on the head here, and okay, so this will be smaller probably. So I'm kind of operating on 3 rows high overall. This is basically my format, so kind of want to fit it into generally 3 layers high. I know a lot of people go crazy and put the million panel on a page. I keep it simple. I just do more pages, I guess. I do that because it's much easier to scale up and down. If I want, my comic is currently 6x9, but if I want it to be smaller, it could still be legible and people could still read it. So that's why I try to keep it to not too many people. Not too many panels. I guess I'm kind of taking a page from manga comics, and if you see like generally pages are falling off. Like Dragon Ball here, they kind of keep it within a 3-panel layout. He does play a lot more with the size of the panel. And this is something I'm slowly going into. I used to go crazy with panel size everywhere, and I decided to kind of go back to the basics and try to talk more with the drawing rather than the panels and going everywhere. So that's kind of where I am. Although I am trying to kind of merge the two until I find a good balance, hopefully. Okay, so she smacked the clown on the face, on the head. So that would be one panel here. And then I know at the end that the clown will be kind of defeated. And then okay, so I think what's gonna happen is that he's gonna stand up to face her. Clown is here. The clown is there, and then probably smaller than that. Let me get my more, and then I'm gonna draw my other character behind. Kind of looking at the whole overall page, I don't want to be too repetitive. So Gauthier is right below, behind them. He just got up. I'll just write a G on him for now, just to identify my characters better. Sometimes it can get a little bit confusing even for me, even if I drew it. So, and then he's gonna, how do I draw this? Okay, I'm gonna draw around the foreground. And then the clown here. Gauthier in the back, and he's kind of kicking him in the balls from the back. And I don't know, I might try to make a funny sound effect or something, but that might break the mood. And then, so he's behind and he's kind of kicking like this. So that kind of makes sense. So the action here in 2 pages kind of follows through. So she gets attacked by a knife. Gauthier intervenes and knocks him off. She gets shocked that he's still alive because he died as far as she knows. And then he is asking for help. So she kind of sneaks on in the back. So whacks him in the head. Clown turns over, pissed off. And then Gauthier is in the back now, so he smacks him in the balls, and the clown is in pain. And I think that kind of works. So that means that I'm gonna have, I can have one open panel here that's bleeding, and then 3 here, and this can be either 6 panels or Yeah, it can be a 6 panel. So when I actually, and then, so that's the kind of good segue. So now that I've determined that this page will be a 6 panel page. So, you know, I pretty much have all the pages templates I need already built up. You can, there's tons of videos on how to build those. If you like, I can also do one. But since all my pages I pretty much have those built in already, so what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go in and select this here, so all those 6 panels on the right, and then I'm just copying them. Copy, 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 copy. And sure, I didn't do any change, I think, but and then paste. So all these panels should appear here. Yes, they are. So, but I don't want them like on top of all the pages. So as you can see, the way Clip Paint Studio works is that you have a left and a right. And then you can, like, there are masks. So on the left page the right is masked off, and then on the right page the left is masked off. So I take them and I simply put them inside the right page. And then I had some panels there before, but I'm not gonna need them, so I'm just gonna delete them. And then there is a bunch of text inside, and I don't need that as well, so I'm just going to delete it. Just clean that up. Okay, my right, I wanted it in the first, so I can already put it in there. I don't know where it's gonna live, but maybe here. Okay. So this page is kind of ready now for now. I'm gonna leave it like that. And that's enough for a storyboard, so let's close it down. And go to the next. So this kind of stages of production is actually quite quick. You know, I'm just trying to lay out and make sense of the story, and I already kind of went through all the thinking in the story and when I was making the script. So let me open that. Okay, so now I'm a page like that, so there's much more dialogue, and it's actually a harder page to do. Maybe the subtlety of the emotion and placement and how to make interesting dialogue interesting can be a challenge for sure. So I'm currently on page 4. So Hugs, you're still alive. Okay, she's shocked. She's asking how. Okay, so I needed 4 and I put 6. Maybe I can spread it out or something. Okay, I'll put my script on my other screen here. Okay. I can try to use the panel now, since it's less like choreography, and I can work more by panel. So I kind of want this page 5. I'm also looking at the next page. The next page is important that it's how do you call that? Introductory panel where it kind of shows where she lives. So it kind of set up the scene. So I do want this to belong and at the beginning of a page. So at the end of this, they're gonna look at the guy and have pity on him. It could be one single panel at the bottom, I think. I think. Yeah, so this dialogue here. So it's really hard to explain. I'm trying to tell you everything that's on my mind, but yeah, I'll do my best for that. But I think, yeah, this goes there. I'm gonna actually leave it there. What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna actually delete the last two here. And I'm gonna bring in a panel from the other page, the right page on the right. I'm just gonna scoot that in here. And careful, you put it in the right spot. Sometimes it's kind of tricky. Doesn't want to be at the right spot. You see where the red line is? That means that it's on the same level as this panel. I want it to be here. Yeah, here. Okay. So I'm just aligning it now. Okay. I want it at the bottom. I don't need any of the dialogue inside, obviously. Okay, now I'm gonna put this panel here. Yeah, so this here. I think they kind of look good together when you have one long one on the one side and one long one on top, and then bottom on the other side. Kind of balanced out. Okay, so let me see. So Gautier is acting all tough. You know. He looks down on the guy. And then maybe the clown is like kind of walking away or something. Sometimes it's hard to find the right movement. But he's definitely in a lot of pain right now. So and probably Gautier will be more here, and then this can be much smaller, and I will tweak that later on. For now it's okay. Clara's beside, but in her feels a bit pity. And then he feels kind of proud, justified. kind of... You see how I kind of put the... He's crossing his arm. I don't know how much you can tell, but he's kind of putting his chest out and being very douchebaggy about it. And then she's kind of more in a protecting stance. She's also crossing her arm, but in a very different way. I think that kind of works, I think. So it will be something like that. Okay. That was the last battle. So first is important that they hug, I think. Red panel. I'm not on the red panel. That's why I kind of like to keep them in order. Is that? Okay. It's easier to spot. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So they're kind of hugging here. Might be kissing, I'm not sure. I think hugging is better. And I'm not sure if we should see Clara's face or Gautier's face. Trying to think about the... Maybe a tear. I think I prefer to see Clara's emotion here. Yeah, something like that. Often the angle and the position will change. But at least if I have the action of what I want to happen in the panel, that's sufficient for this. So let me. Okay, so basic balloon tip is to keep the text from left to right, top to bottom. So she's asking a question and he's answering. So the question should be on top. And you kind of have to angle your character so that it makes sense as well. Here. And then so obviously this will be changed to something like that. So he's asking, "Are you still alive?" And she's asking that. something I talked about before, so I'm kind of putting her like that here, but really when I actually do the real panel, if I want to keep a position like that, I will try to like take her out of there and then try to make sense of her whole body, how it functions in this. So they're kind of, I mean, I can put this on top here and then just kind of make sense of where she is on the panel. This probably, and then he's kind of standing this. Anyway, I'm going too far, but this is basically how when I do the final, I can use that as a reference to how I want her to appear. So let me put it here now. Okay, and get the text out of the way again. This should be on 2 lines. Then obviously you don't want to have the same angle. You want to keep it fresh and interesting. I posted something like that. It was super cool. It was like 20 alternative to how to lay out characters on a scene. And it was done by one of the masters of EC, and I kind of don't remember what it was. But it was very interesting. It's, I don't know. I don't know if I can find it. It was one of the first thing I posted. Maybe I can find it. Okay, this here. I don't have too many pages. I think I can probably. There you go. Got it. This, so Wallywood, of course, Wallywood. So this is really cool. So it's like the different ways of, see, this is kind of what I did here. The close up, the big head, you know, yeah. So that's really, you know, if you don't know what to do, then that could be, you know, you can try one of these to kind of make your page more interesting. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put that in the chat for everybody. So and in theory it should go to all the streams. It's not appearing on Facebook. Was it? Oh, thank you, Aya, for the like. I didn't see it, but here's the, if you're still watching, I put the link to that, what I'm showing right now, in the chat for Facebook, and it should appear on Twitch as well, I assume. So that's the kind of thing I'm trying to do, like try to put my stream on as many channels as I want, and then I'm just gonna mute this because I'm hearing myself. Yeah, so I think it should also be on Yeah, okay, it works. Good. All right, back to it. Only have 15 minutes left. Wow, this went much faster than I thought it would. Because I always think that this stage is not as interesting as the other stage, but I might be wrong. Okay, so I have two, and I can also, like, since I had this open, I should probably like put it into a wallpaper or something, because this is really great. So as you can see, I can try maybe something. So they're talking. I can have the profile here. I never use reflection. I always thought it's difficult. I can do the profile though. Or this one maybe. Yeah, that's kind of cool actually. I think I'll do that. Thank you, Wally, wherever you are. Okay, so in that example, what we saw was one of the characters was a close up here, that kind of dark, and that kind of works for my scene, I think. He's kind of dismissing her at the same time, so that works beautifully actually. So she's kind of in the background and said, how does this happen? Oh, I don't know. Okay, so if I refer to my script, so I probably I think it's kind of getting up at this point. It's going to be a view from the top. And then something like that. See, that's what I've been saying. So in this hour, I was able to kind of do 2 pages and easily. So this stage, you know, I don't want to oversell, but I think I'm probably going to be done by the end of the week. It's fairly easy, and it's very important stage as well. You just want to make sure that you cut the action in a way that makes sense. Clara's apartment is a small room with a bed, toilet, and a food dispenser, basically a hamster cage. They are sitting on the bed, mattress on the floor. So it's small. She's showing her. So I kind of separated another way than my scenario here. Why is that? I must have had a reason. Because I'm putting this dialogue. This is 5-panel. Oh no, that's it. What's supposed to be here. Alright. Well, what I can do though, I think I will probably do is make this bleed. So she's gonna maybe a top view or something where she can have her mattress on the corner of the room, and then they're kind of sitting down. She's showing the book to him. It's a book about dinosaurs, so I kind of want to see that because she's trying to show him that book. He doesn't really care. It's always tricky because you want to show it to the to people here, to your readers, but the characters are showing it to each other. In theater, they always cheat a bit with that, right? So he's kind of sitting in a corner, and she's kind of. It's tricky. She's showing it here. Yeah, okay. So what I'm gonna do, an idea. So I'm gonna erase this, and then let's say that Gauthier is in his hand, but he's not even looking. He's looking at her. And then she's beside him, and then maybe she's looking down at the book, noticing that he doesn't pay attention. I'm just gonna put some note here. Not caring. Okay. Just kind of trying to show him that cool book she found there. I know. Oops. Okay. And you know what? We are almost done with this episode of Tales from the Interface Live. I thank you for coming, and I really appreciate the new subscriber, Abel Alves Comic. So thank you so much for subscribing. I hope you will enjoy my little shows. It's every Saturday at 10:30, so I hope to see you again. Otherwise, as I said in the beginning, I do have a newsletter coming out every basically it's every month. I kind of make a digest of automatic digest of what's happening on the site. So if you'd like to keep track of the pages and everything, it's nice because you get them in your email. Also, if I, create any new product or stuff like that, you can go look at it there. I will post some links on them. So I always appreciate new subscribers for sure. So thanks for those who liked the video, Aya and Benoit from Facebook. And that's pretty much it for today, I think. I still have 4 minutes to go, so I think I'm just gonna continue this little panel, but that's pretty much it for today. So Clara, where was I? Do we really have to? Do we really have to? All right, we're pretty much done. So again, thank you for stopping by, and I'll see you around one other like. Oh, Sachiko, hey, how are you doing? All right, so I'll see you around the interface, and thank you so much for joining. So I'll meet you same appointment next Saturday 10:30. I'll be there. So